Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to another episode of Living World of Darkness, Big Apple Takedown. Our scene today takes place in a kind of a rundown part of Brooklyn. It's a place where middle to low income residents congregate, but it's a relatively pleasant community by Brooklyn standards. Um, the bar is called The Last Line, and as it sits right literally on the final street before you cross over into another borough, it is aptly named. Um, Clientele this evening are anywhere from middle-aged individuals to as young as millennials go. Um, Sort of a very blue collar type vibe as far as attire and patronage are concerned, and sitting at the bar, sort of nervously waiting, looking up at her guitar on stage, is one Emma Cook, and she currently taps her fingers on the bar top as she holds her SoCo and Coke in the other hand and sipping on it with sort of a just lack of a better term, kind of an apprehensive look. As this will be the first time she's in performing in a full house.
Well, Rebecca is on time. Probably with Ethan. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah.
We're so on time together. She is dressed down for the occasion and excited to be here.
He's not dressed for the occasion. He's going to see his friend play, so yeah. I'll say he's wearing a shirt that says, you can't work, but we can mosh. And with that, now he has the hooded jacket and a leather jacket over that with jeans and boots, like low boots.
She comes in and looks around for um, Emma.
Emma is sitting by the bar. It's sort of like one of those. The bar's kind of got like that railing around it, and it's raised up, off the ground by like half a foot, so to speak. It's on a
Mhm.
platform almost.
She scoots her way over there, or lets Ethan lead the way if he wants.
He'll doesn't really care. If she lets him, she'll probably go.
And upon seeing them, she looks at Ethan. It's like, normal attire. And then when she sees Rebecca, her jaw kind of drops.
I know, right?
What's wrong?
Wow. Mildly jealous right now. Not gonna lie.
You're jealous? Your top looks amazing, by the way.
You look great.
Thank you. Is that sarcasm?
Expression on her face shows that there's just no way sarcasm can enter into her mind right now. You've blown her mind.
Oh,
Because she's only ever seen really in like business or like casual clothes and like dressy clothes. She's never seen her in like this I would say almost I don't even know how to put it. It's like a like a street stylish chic.
Fair enough. Well, thank you. Trying to kill the last shreds of hope that I have by getting up and going to the gym in the mornings is apparently paid off. It's very nice of you to notice.
I'm mildly observant, I say.
Well, you look fantastic, and I'm very excited to hear you sing.
She gets kind of like that worried smile on her face as she scratches the back of her neck. Yeah, not regretting this decision at all. She kind of glances at just the size of the crowd.
When she looks out at the crowd, she'll see a familiar face walk through the door with two massive shadow now.
Oh God, it's Lasombra.
I will never, ever storytell Sombra. But this fellow walks in the door, takes his hat off, and starts to take off his sweater. He realizes, oh, it's a lot hotter out than I thought. So you hear the jingle of the door, and when he approaches and he waves with his hat a little bit.
Emma waves back.
So does Rebecca.
Good to see him on time. I heard about this. I gotta say, I never miss a local concert.
I heard about it from who?
I've just seen flyers about an open mic night around. I wasn't actually expecting to see y'all.
Huh.
Well, lucky
Emma
us.
quickly downs the rest of her drink and then taps it on the bar top twice to get it refilled quickly.
Bartender is a mustachioed gentleman wearing a button up with the sleeves rolled back and a cuff around one of his arms. He fills it up lickety split.
She tries to keep his attention as he brings the drink back. She quickly downs it and then sets it towards him again and holds up a finger for one more.
Quirks a curious brow and gives you one more.
And that one she proceeds to sip on.
If I could get a Coke?
He takes a glass under the bar. Fills up a glass with 2 cubes of ice in it and hands it over to you.
Thanks very much.
He gives you a nod. If you sip it, it is clearly a beverage that is on tap, and fizzy beverages on tap are just the best.
And I'll have a pint of your home beer.
He gives you a smirk at that and pulls out one of the bigger glasses. You watch him pull down one of the levers, and it fills up with a lovely frothy top to it, which he takes a popsicle stick, slides it off, and sets it right in front of you.
Thank you. And he sips it.
So is there anything that I should know before you go up there? About, she's kind of grinning. Local etiquette? Is this a clapping place, or do we snap?
Emma looks at you kind of like you've grown like a second head as she's trying to wrap her head around what you've said.
Rebecca's grinning.
I want to see Rebecca in a mosh pit one day.
Oh, no, you don't. There'd be a lot of apologizing. And probably blood. She glances at Swing and is like, I'm just kidding. I don't hit people.
His brows are fully raised, and he gives a little nervous chuckle.
Oh, Ethan, tell him I'm kidding.
She's totally serious, and he'll smile.
Well, don't listen to him then.
A little message across the screen appears. Emma will remember that, as she wasn't asked to back Rebecca up on that one.
Well, what have you been up to lately, Swing?
Oh, not a whole hell of a lot. Been listening to the two fellas I hang around with talking about putting up signs, stuff they've seen.
I wanted to ask about that. Someone mentioned it the other day. They're seeing things then, huh? I mean, that sounds weird, but it's not as quiet as it seems to be.
I guess not. They've been keeping an eye out. Actually, getting getting a little worried they may be clocking in overtime.
What do you
personally
mean?
Well, I don't hear much of them outside of what they're doing. You know, as far as work goes, I don't hear much of a home life.
Really? It's not supposed to work that way.
Yeah.
Do you think I should talk to him?
If you got the time, I meant to have a word, but I don't know. I do not know.
I'll see what I can do. They're good guys.
Yeah. I think it might be good for him. After everything that's happened, just all this quiet and all this downtime. Still looking at trees funny, but
Probably wise. Just in case.
in the meantime, things have been real quiet for me. I haven't been looking out as much as I usually do. It's been quieter.
Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest.
I'll drink to that. Bartender, water please. Tink tink. And he gets his glass of water. As he goes to take the first sip, the door jingles again. This time, it's a little more ruckus. As I take a second to do a bunch of stuff. While I'm doing this, I'll go ahead and just say that that 3 individuals walk in the door. One you recognize as Critic, another you recognize as Holler, and another one you recognize as Snappy. The entirety of the Manhattan crew has come out this evening.
Becca's gonna lift her
Nice.
hand and wave.
The first one through the door is Snappy, and she waves and her face just lights up. And she heads immediately over. Critic is the last one in. Holler actually takes a seat somewhere in the back, and then gets right up this after a short conversation with Critic, and goes to order a few drinks not too far from you guys. And Critic sits down. Snappy says, "Hey, it's going great. I'm glad to see after everything. It's good to see you guys."
You too.
Yeah.
You're looking good.
And actually, to contradict what you just said a little bit, and I'm sorry. Yeah. I will. She visibly has It's easier for I'll say it's easier for Emma and Rebecca to tell, but she kind of has bags under her eyes that she's tried to cover up with additional makeup, but you can still tell.
How have you been? She says instead of "you're looking good."
Mhm.
I mean, oh, you know how it is. It's every day something new, but good for the most part. Good.
Good for the most part. That sounds like things have been interesting.
What about the other part?
Well, I ran into that one guy. Sent him your way. I hope he got in touch with you.
He did. He was very
Oh,
nice.
Oh yeah. Whew. Real nice. But I'm glad to hear.
Is everything okay with him?
Oh yeah, I haven't got to meet him again since, but he was such a gentleman. And like she kind of nods her head a little, like, you know. Whew.
Like flirty, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, he's certainly very good looking.
Mm. And she looks over to Ethan and just says, "Sorry, the other parts. I know it got mentioned before. We're it's having a weird sleep thing, and I don't know. Lately, I haven't been able to sleep quite right."
What's that, been having nightmares something, or just not being able to sleep?
Oh, yeah. Well, have you been having them too?
No, I haven't. Just I'm. And he'll look to sorry, what was the first NPC who said his friends he wasn't getting much news from his friends.
That's Swing. I put a link in this side chat for your reference.
Okay, thank you. There we go. But yeah, no, I've been sleeping fine, but I don't know, maybe the way you said it, and I think no, something tells me maybe you're not the only one.
Mm. And yeah, Holler just gives a nice like nod while he's got like his hands full with beverages and just kind of heads away before any real chit chat can happen.
Who did?
Holler.
Aw. Bye, Holler.
He raises his index finger from one of the glasses with raised brows and an upward nod. Critic actually, if you look over at the table where he's headed, Critic's got one arm rested on the table, and the other, his elbow rested on the table, propping up his head with one hand.
Like, hangover sort of slump? Or like...
It could be, but given what you and Ethan know, potentially fatigue.
Okay. Well, it's really sweet of you guys to come out tonight. And it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I mean, of course we got an invite, so we wouldn't miss it, especially after everything that's happened. You are welcome to peony that.
Okay. Oh, I'm Discord open. I'm failing.
What's the name of the scene, Vinny?
How
How do you spell
uh, sorry. Ember of a Melody.
And that is open for anyone to peony if they'd like, not just you're peonying Holler.
Wait. Oh, that was Snappy, not Holler.
Yeah,
That's what I meant. I meant Snappy.
no worries.
3 successes.
Come
Where are
on.
you rolling?
Where are you rolling?
Extra dice roller. Oh. Whoops, I
Oh.
saw MA's roll. I saw MA's roll and I just thought, oh, I'm already here.
Oh, cool.
I will let you keep that without having to re-roll it.
Just go ahead and move myself to the dice roll window.
And let's see. We'll start with one success. With one success. Oh, I'll wait for Ethan.
Oh, damn.
3 successes. So with one success, you're able to tell that there's something else behind that smile. That you're not getting the full story.
Okay.
But you can't quite put your finger on it. To those of you with 3 successes, you'll notice, you'll pick it up. It's so casual and very easy to miss, but her eyes have flicked to Emma, just the once before back to Rebecca. So you get a sense that not everything is right there.
But, oh,
Sorry.
it's fair. It's good. It's good.
Emma kind of looks at Snappy. She doesn't make any overt gestures to her because the last time she saw any of these people was the night that things happened. That included knives and threats and chest wounds. So,
And community service. Let's not forget them.
yeah. I mean, that's the worst part of the whole thing. That's the unforgivable part. She as she gets up to start heading to the back, as she passes Snappy, she just kind of places a hand on her shoulder and kind
She
of
visibly
leans in.
jumps.
Yeah. She just kind of whispers, "Come see me after the show. You look shook." And she continues walking on.
That one. You'd probably have to roll to hear what Emma said, but you can see it on her face. Yup.
Do I need to peony that?
No. you can peony it at diff 1.
Rebecca watches that with some concern. Sips her Coke.
A smile creeps back across Snappy's face in the moment of tension with a
Oh, honey. So who else is having dreams?
well, now that you mention it, Critic and Holler are both having dreams too. We figured it was something we ate, but well, I was starting to think something else.
The last time that I remember lots of people having bad dreams at the same time, there was a vampire war happening.
And she looks back over the bar, and the bartender is far away, and just says, "Huh, I guess I wasn't around for that one."
Rebecca just kind of grins like I'm kidding, except she's not kidding, and anybody who's a hunter knows she's not kidding. Like, lol, vampires aren't real, except yeah, they are.
Yeah, Ethan will smile. Vampire wards. Is that what you kids call these days?
Are you calling me old?
No. I mean, I'm still alive. If I had called you old, I'd be dead by now.
You are just trying to make him think I'm mean. She points at Swing. I'm not mean.
He shrugs and like pouts out a lip.
Slander.
So what else do you think it might be? So, well, there is this, and she does that thing where she pulls her purse and it moves on the strap on her shoulder, to kind of rifle through it a little bit, and she pulls out like a postcard looking thing, and she sets it on the counter. Let me find it really quick. And I'm going to have to ask at this point, do you look?
Mm-hmm.
What
Ethan?
do you mean if we will look?
Yeah. Do you look at the postcard looking thing?
Yeah, Ethan will look at it.
And Emma, you put a hand on her shoulder, but you walked away. Did you go back to where you were sitting, or where did you go?
I was saying that she was going to go to the green room, so to speak, but if there was like any kind of hoodoo when she put her hand on her, she might have stuck around. I'll let you
Sure,
get
sure.
the final arbiter on that one.
I'd be willing to let you stay if you'd like.
Sure.
So I must ask you, do you look at what is put on the counter?
Sure.
Everyone sees this.
Well, that's intense.
That's
Do we recognize as a
weird.
hunter sign?
No.
Okay.
Though I can understand why.
And we roll occult. See if we can know if we know something about it.
You may.
Oh, I think I
Because I
have
did
something.
get occult 1 last downtime, I think.
I will
Intelligence
say,
occult?
Yes.
intelligence occult difficulty 7.
Okay. Now let me make sure what my intelligence score is. Okay. Can we use a willpower?
Wow.
I'm going to say no to the willpower.
For
Not
everyone?
a botch, but definitely a failure.
Nope.
So no willpower is bullet sled. Okay, hang on. Rated in, rated level 2, 7. I got a botch.
Oof. So for the botch, eyes are a symbol of fertility. And they often mean that either you looking to fuck or you like or that you know are a very fertile person or that be careful, it's fucking season. That's what you get with a botch.
You know,
for yeah
Snappy, appreciative and all, but like we're not kind of a group in that sense. She kind of gestures between Rebecca and Ethan and herself.
what I don't get it. What do you mean?
I don't get it either.
I'm gonna go to the green room.
Rebecca watches her like, what is happening with Emma tonight? She must be stressed. She'll actually, as once Emma is clear of earshot, she'll say, she's really stressed tonight.
Yeah, it seems like it. She seems like a very stressed person. Let me get that picture back up.
So where did you find this?
It's actually kind of a funny thing. I actually found it in with my mail. I thought it was like some kind of spam thing or an invitation. There's nothing on it, and she flips it over, and as you can see, the other side is just blank. Flips it back to the funny symbol that I showed earlier. This was it, and I was curious about it, so I showed the other two, and nothing's turned up yet, but just this.
You said it was in your mail?
Yeah, you know how sometimes you get like a little mail piece that's like for an ad or whatever, credit cards, but I was just kind of tucked in there with all of that, and that was it. It didn't even have my name or address on it. It was just there.
Do you mind if I take a picture?
Sure.
Was it in any kind of container or letter? Envelope?
And she puts her fist over her mouth and goes, "Excuse me." No, it was just in there like a leaflet.
Rebecca's gonna forgot my character's name. I'm so good at this. She's gonna pull out her phone and take a picture to study later.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll look into it, see if I can't find something.
Ethan will also take a picture from his phone.
Well, thank you. It's really worried me at first because it's I mean it is kind of ominous looking.
It is definitely kind of ominous looking. I don't blame you for being worried.
Always done good to, you know, make me feel less threatened, I guess. But still,
Very interesting. And nothing else weird has showed up in your mail or at your house. Just that.
oh, just that, and an ad for hair growth, but I have a full head of hair.
Are you worried about that? Was there anything funny about that? Or just...
No.
Just making sure.
I can't be too careful. I get you. But thank you. If anything pops up, let us know. More than happy to help.
Sure. Absolutely. We can figure something out. There's a lot to dreams. Or so I hear. Stop that, Ethan. Who is that?
Just the timing. Oh, sorry.
You making fun of me? A little bit.
A little bit, I think.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
It begins.
Mm-hmm. She looks around to see if she can figure out where Emma went. Are there other people performing tonight?
Yeah, there's been like a number of people
Okay.
that have been up on stage while they've been talking.
I went skydiving. I went Rocky Mountain climbing. I went.
You motherfucker.
There we go.
Literally was thinking about like what else.
Were you really?
Yes.
Holy shit!
I've heard that
Wow.
bars so many fucking times. That in Ring of Fire in Jackson.
Oh my god.
But yeah, to kind of fill in the silence as they seem to be in between bands getting set up at the moment. One more figure walks in through the door, and yeah, you hear it jingle as things are a bit on the quieter side aside from the talking and the hustle and bustle. But you see this person walk in.
Rebecca grins and raises a hand to wave.
She tucks some of her hair behind one ear and waves enthusiastically and kind of jogs over a little bit, runs into a table and slows down with it.
You're right there.
Oh, no fast indoors. Yeah, I'll be fine. Whew. Sorry about that. Where's Emma?
Getting ready.
Right. Chris wanted me to say sorry he couldn't come, but he would be here if he could.
Well, we're sure glad to see you. He's
Mhm.
okay, I hope?
Yeah, he's he's having some lady problems.
Oh no.
Yeah. Couldn't tell you the details if I wanted to, but it did not sound good.
Poor guy. Good luck to him. I hope he gets that figured out.
More to come this evening at 9.
Do you know everyone, right? Besides just having met in the park. Community service. She kind of gestures around at everybody.
I didn't get to talk to you very much, but yeah. And she gestures over to Swing, and he'll just kind of raise his water at her.
Good, I won't make introductions then.
Sorry, I'm a little on the late side.
She hasn't started yet. You're fine.
Oh, whew. Bit of a trip.
Because she's coming from Queens. And my geography is bollocks.
No, your geography is awesome.
I mean, no, I just read that off of the thing, but I don't know where Queens is.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, it sucked.
But,
how's school going?
oh, it's good. It's good. I'm almost done with a 1-week vacation.
Ooh.
It's not like high school. I miss that. Used to be like a whole month, and now it's only like a week, and that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just not the same.
Yeah. But I've been able to blow off stress with some video games, and that has been awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That seems very stressful to me, but video games were never my forte. They always make me nervous. A lot going on.
That makes sense. And she nods some, like squints a little bit. And as the conversation goes on, a gentleman comes out wearing a flannel and a tank top under it with like a retro MTV logo on the tank top, jeans with cut up knees, and a pair of like skater shoes. Let's say Etsy or not Etsy's, Etnies, a pair of Etnies, and comes up to the mic and he says, "All right, everyone, that was Rocky Mountain. Big round of applause. Big round of applause."
Back to the round of applauses.
Ethan, do you clap?
Yeah, sure. Sorry. Sure, clap.
There we go. I don't just it's polite, man. Just no, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. No, but, yeah, and after a little bit of clapping, he says, "Next up, we have another local talent, someone new around these parts. I have the name of and what would you have put on the card, Emma?
Emma Cook.
Name of Emma Cook. Emma Cook, everybody."
Rebecca, round of applauses again.
Yeah, and so does Ethan.
And so do all of the hunters, including Holler, except Holler whistles with 2 fingers in his mouth. Not impolitely, but, woo!
Emma comes out and grabs her guitar from the stand that's left on the backside of the stage where a lot of other musical instruments are left for the other various performers. She pulls the stool into the spotlight, adjusts the mic to the appropriate height. She sits on the stool, and she kind of takes in a real deep breath and lets it out slowly. I'd say that pretty easy for Ethan and especially Rebecca to see that she's nervous. But she's got that look of like just intense concentration, almost like a scowl. And she'll offer kind of a smile to the crowd. And because she was a Johnny Cash fan growing up, she leans towards the mic. Hello, I'm Emma Cook. And she begins to strum on her guitar, sort of getting this semi repetitive chord going. And one of the sort of like one of the local talents is providing a beat on a set of drums that's just outside of the spotlight. And she takes a deep breath, and I'm gonna roll her charisma performance. I have it in two things, Robbie. What would you prefer me to roll, one or the other?
Seeing as how you have the same point value, I will give you an option.
Okay.
Either you could roll one, or
Sorry, what?
you could either roll one roll for both, or you could roll them separately. Entirely your choice. Entirely your choice.
I'll roll one.
Okay.
She is going. Let's see.
This I will allow you to spend a willpower point.
I was
if you
gonna
would
say,
like
yeah.
to. Yeah.
Very much so. She does not want to bomb in front of all of her friends. Oops. 5 successes.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
So Emma just absolutely pours her soul into this music. Actually, for our watchers who may watch this later, could you please say what song she's doing first?
Her first song is called "Pour Me," and it's Pour. And it's kind of a song describing sort of how a lack of faith, sort of a pessimistic, fatalistic worldview, all kind of mixes together with the reasons why someone would drink, how they feel empty inside. How the more one drinks, the more weight comes down on their shoulders, and yet they're unwilling to they're completely unwilling to stop drinking, because otherwise it's just too much to bear. I'm gonna say with 5 successes, when she gets to a point where sort of the middle of the song, right before you get into like the crescendo, when she's singing lyrics, "Life in a bottle, all alone, and the bottles are gone." I'd say Ethan, probably other people who are observant, Ethan and Rebecca especially, might see that actually like a tear rolls out of her eye as she sings it.
Yeah, and she really pours all of herself in her music and does just such a phenomenal job. But before the song's even over, just in the last couple of seconds of instrumental, or if she's holding out a note, I personally haven't listened to the song. Um, the applause already begins. People can't wait; they can't contain themselves. She's just done such an excellent job. The crowd really lets her have it. Just this wave of applause and cheering comes forward.
And when she's done playing, her head kind of lingers down for a moment before she looks up, and obviously a little bit taken aback by the reaction. She gets a little red faced, and a few more tears roll out, but otherwise, um, a fairly genuine, almost unburdened smile comes to her face as she says, "Thank you," and "Thank you, thank you, thank you."
Holler Holler rushes over to the group at the bar, and
Is he crying? A little bit.
He's a little bit misty eyed, but you can tell like he's got that macho "I'm holding it back, look on his face.
No.
But like he asks everyone, he's like, "Should I go up there? You think I should go up there?"
No,
She looks real sad. Should I go up there?
no, you should stay here. You should definitely stay here.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna sit back down now.
Good.
he kind of hurries back over to where he's sitting. Gives Critic a pat on the back.
And why not? For shits and giggles, as so the crowd dies down, a piano starts playing behind her, and she starts strumming again. This time with a little bit more, speed, or more a higher tempo, I guess is the proper word. With a higher tempo to the music. She begins to play "Everything Burns," as that's also very apt for Emma's whole, I think, whole personality. Any modification for the prior success on this roll, Mr. ST?
Since you're feeling more comfortable with the performance, and I will say, not setting a precedent here, but I will allow you to roll at a -1 diff. And again, your choice of 2 rolls or 1, and you are allowed to spend willpower.
Will the 2 rolls give cumulative successes?
They will.
Okay, then I'll do 2 rolls at difficulty 5, willpower on both. I don't care.
Keep track of that.
Am I using all of her willpower in this scene?
Yeah. Would you want to bomb on your first night in front of a large crowd?
Probably not. I mean, I've done theater. I've been in front of a large crowd. You see it and you're like, I better not fuck up.
So the first roll, 5 successes.
Oh,
crap.
yes.
Second roll, 4 successes. So a grand total, or no, 6
6 and 5.
and
yeah.
5. So 11 total successes on Everything Burns.
Yeah, and sorry.
Like, as she's going at it, like, to the point of, like, Anastasia in that video, she gets that, like, wild kind of, whoa, as the high points go.
And yeah, as again, as the song comes to a close, you can't even get to your final notes. There are parts even like in the song where people are woo, clapping at certain high notes and certain parts of it, and before even the final notes, a roar of applause. Jazz, like his eyebrows have just like joined his hairline. Snappy is just has seemed to relax quite a bit, and kind of revitalized. Doesn't look as tired. Holler is like jumping in the back, clapping with his hands over his head. And Critic is just giving that solid nod of approval, just as enthusiastically. Gamer has both fists in the air with a woo going on. The whole is in just an absolute roar of applause.
Yeah, Ethan is probably up there with people with well, maybe the most, but with a group with the most amount of excitement and all that.
And Emma might have had a third song in mind, but she knows well enough from what she's been told about show business. You leave on a fucking high note. And she kind of shouts out, kind of all kicked up by the tempo and, the intensity of the song. She shouts out, I love you, Brooklyn. Good night.
Rebecca is applauding, round of applauding, like sphere of applauding.
It's fear.
Globe of applause.
Exactly.
And yeah, it takes a couple of seconds of Emma being off stage for the applause to die down, and the sound of all that is kind of replaced again with a lower, a lower tone. But everyone is talking at this point. Everybody's talking. Every table is talking. Any group of people that are together are all, oh, whoa, whoa, oh man. Oh, I can't wait to come back here and hear that again. Oh, wow. Oh, boy, let me tell you, that's how you sing real country blues. Oh, boy.
Just for shits and giggles, Ethan will listen out for people being like, they're actually total strangers, but be like, yeah, I know her. Like some people do sometimes.
Yeah, one gentleman nods a smile on his face. Yeah, she's good. She's real good. Yeah.
I'd say there's like a good 15-minute delay as like she's coming through the other musicians. Coming through like the green room and the backstage area before she comes back out to the bar side. Red-faced, sweating, makeup a little runny, or mascara a little runny, but otherwise she comes out, and of course the first person she goes for is Rebecca. She kind of almost runs into Rebecca's arms just to like wrap her up in a hug.
Rebecca will have ordered a big glass of water for her while she's taking her time, and she wraps her in a super tight hug.
Well, those two, I'm going to give this to just Ethan. But you see like Snappy start to get up with her hands like kind of out, like ready to be like, oh no, she's under attack. But but like simmers back down when it seems to be a hug. But yeah, just Ethan. But
You're smart at Snappy.
visible exhale of relief.
Threaten somebody one time with bodily harm, and suddenly you're marked for life.
Threaten. Rebecca just says, well, that was amazing. I am very impressed. I wasn't expecting that level of professionalism. Wow, Emma.
It's just kind of like that, not quite breathless, but like kind of like heavy breathing sort of thing as She doesn't have words at the moment.
Rebecca's going to push the water into her hand.
Thanks. She'll pick it up and take like a really long drink out of it. Just shy of like water piddling down like her chin and stuff.
That was really beautiful.
That was amazing, yeah.
Thank you.
Swing is nodding some, and he takes a sip of his water and tucks his lips in for a second, just to catch whatever's left on his lip, and he just says, "By the sounds of it, we're probably going to be seeing a lot of each other from now on. Now that you run in the concert circuit."
It makes you say that.
Yeah, you're good. You telling me you don't plan on doing this all the time?
Hadn't decided yet.
It's worth thinking about. It ain't the easiest life, but if that's where your heart's at, you never work a day in your life.
Well, it's really nice of you to say, but I've only got so many outlets, for everything. And this is a little bit more productive than being an antagonizer during community service,
Yeah. It's you pick the best outlet. I don't care what anybody else says. This is the best one.
Thanks.
He offers his hand over to shake.
She'll shake. She doesn't even look at his hand first. She just shakes it.
He gives a comforting squeeze. If that gives you any sort of idea as to how the handshake goes.
Rebecca has 5 successes not to embarrass her by looking proud.
I don't know if I have even enough dice.
Everybody else, man, some solid good Coke or Pepsi. What was it?
Exactly.
And
It's not
and
Pepsi.
actually,
If I don't get Pepsi, Rebecca doesn't get Pepsi.
Let's go. And Amy, hi, can I have a Coke? And bartender gets her Coke. Oh wow, this is amazing.
She's excited about her Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Amy's the oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Emma just kind of has like a chuckling snort when she hears that. How old are you? How old are you again?
Old enough to party?
So that's a lot of ages. I mean, depending on what sort of party you mean.
And she kind of does like a
Coke
slow
party,
nod.
asshole.
Oh, you know. Oh, I party.
Emma will finish with a glass of water, and as she's handed another Soko and Coke, she'll take a sip out of it.
She gets it. Amy points at Emma.
So are we going out to dinner to celebrate? My treat?
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
You can pick the venue. Whoever wants to come is invited.
Bartender puts down his towel. No.
Excellent.
No.
Everyone in the bar is like, yeah!
Rebecca foiled by her hubris once again.
And that was how Rebecca gained Small Folk Influence 3.
In terms of NPCs, you'll be joined by Swing. Amy apologizes, but it's a bit of a trip back, and she should probably make that before it gets too dark. And Critic and Snappy need to catch up on their sleep and want to go, but Holler, man, dinner sounds great right now.
Before they all kind of depart, Amy's gonna try and not
Emma.
covertly, but with the without gaining too much of the attention of everyone else. She's gonna try and sort of gesture to Snappy.
I'll go ahead and say, as people are headed out the door, Snappy's kind of headed out. She kind of pauses and starts to head back some.
And once she's sure that she's kind of enough away from everyone that whatever's said can be private and confident, she sort of gives Snappy a smile. You doing all right?
Yeah. I don't know how much you heard, but we're kind of having some sleep problems right now.
You got someone looking out for you?
Oh, the me and the guys, we look out for each other pretty well. Yeah.
She'll nod. Look, the last time I saw you guys, I've been in a real bad way for a really long time. Ever since all of this started. And I've started to see monsters, so to speak, everywhere. Because I can't find the one that hurt me.
We can hear it in your music. You did great out there tonight.
Thanks. Just I don't want the people that I work with afraid of me?
She stares for a second, and her smile starts to fade.
I'll peony that.
Mhm.
Not spending willpower because a little on the low side of the moment. A success.
A success. With a success, she's holding back from saying something. And that's about all I can give with one success.
I'm sure that you probably have something to say to that end, but I'll leave it up to you whether you feel comfortable saying it or not.
You're new to all of this, aren't you?
I've been in longer than some people, but not as long as a lot of people.
I, I don't know where you're from, and I don't know what you've dealt with, but the people that you fight alongside are working just as hard, if not harder, than you, and we're on the same side, and I don't know what you've seen so far, but we don't do that. People don't do that.
Yeah, no.
I've met creatures from dreams. Real people made up the stuff of dreams that wouldn't ever think about doing what you did that night.
Yeah.
There's something that happens with all of us, and we don't really talk about it because it's too big and it's too scary to talk about. But when that guy called you crazy, I didn't know what to do. And I don't think that anyone else knew what to do either. Because that's real. That's too real. She
I'm trying.
sorry, go ahead.
I'm trying to come back from a really bad place. But I'm not so blind in fear and anger to know when I've fucked up.
She nods and looks down for a second and brushes some of her hair behind an ear. She's still with your score and empathy. I could tell you she's still visually uncomfortable. don't. Like I said, I don't know what you're going through, and I don't want to sound mean, but whatever you need to do, I'm sure you roll with some really nice people, and they they'll. I'm sure they'd carry the world on their shoulders for you, and you just get through what you got to get through, because the rest of us need your help. And the thing is, we don't need it if you're gonna be like this. I'm sorry. It sounds mean. I don't mean to sound mean, but it's we need you better. We need you better.
Yeah, I know. I know. And I'm trying. I just... Emma kind of looks up, and she can't really hold it back at this point. This has been kind of an emotional night for her, or at least a intense night for her as far as build up and release. So a few tears begin to fall out of her eyes. She wipes them away. She just kind of nods.
Snappy reaches out a hand. She hesitates, and then puts a hand on your shoulder, and gives it a gentle squeeze.
And she'll reach up and just kind of put a hand over that hand and give it a squeeze back.
We're all in this together. All of us. Oh, don't forget that.
I'll remember that.
Just the only time we're not, is when we're at each other's throats. So you got this. Please don't hurt me.
Kind of like a look of like she wants to come back with like a really sarcastic line to kind of like cut through or diffuse the tension, but she just kind of she gets an earnest look on her face. I won't. Promise you that much. I won't.
I'll hold you to it. And she does finger guns.
Somebody's got to keep me honest.
Yeah. Hopefully that someone will be you. And gives her another pat on the shoulder.
Emma doesn't respond to it other than with just kind of like a fairly genuine chuckle. And she'll kind of she'll make the first move to leave, so to speak, not wanting to like some people get really uncomfortable if they have to walk away from you, so to speak.
And with that, yeah, their paths kind of diverge. Snappy gives her an extra pat on the back before she drifts off towards Critic, who is politely waiting for her, and they go and catch a subway together, unless stopped, of course.
And Rebecca and Kruger are waiting for Emma to go have a lovely dinner.
Emma comes out, and she's got tucked underneath one arm a completely full and slightly worn denim jacket that I don't think she's ever worn in front of the group before. It's kind of got it's old, faded, and it's got like that Sherpa lining with the Sherpa collar. And it's kind of got like a slight impression of a skull can in the chest pocket.
You ready?
Hell yeah.
Let's go get food.
That's good. Nice jacket, by the way.
Thanks. I don't get the opportunity to wear it all that often.
I mean, you can just wear it whenever the hell you want, can't you?
I could. I just don't.
I'm almost tempted to ask if you want to end the scene there.
That's up to everybody else. I'm good either
Seems
way.
good to me.
It's getting a bit late for me, yeah. So.
Okay. Well then, thank you players for playing, and thank you for watchers for watching. This has been another scene for Living World of Darkness, Big Apple Town. Thank you, and good night.